Alrighty, back out on the kayak for the first time in quite a long time actually, but it's midwinter, so I'm not too sure how the channel's fishing at the moment, but it's probably a fair guess there's a few kahawai around at least. But yeah, just fishing the outgoing tide this morning, which isn't ideal. Few ledge rigs in the water on the soft bait gear with a bit of salted bonito, so that'll be fun if they hook up on a nice kahawai, get a good scrap on that gear. But yeah, see how it goes. There we go, first fish for the morning. He's tangled around my other line. Might have two fish on here actually, on each rod. Well, there we go, there's a nice kahawai. Oh, well, there you go. I suppose we're gonna have to release that one. I was actually planning on keeping him, but that's alright. Plenty more where that came from. Almost got the tangle undone.
We're going to have to keep these lines a bit separated. Took me a few minutes. Alright. There we go. All sorted. We'll get that bait back in the water.
Right, well there's the rig I'm using. Pretty simple ledger rig. Just one hook, lots of hook exposure. Nice 5 baro circle hook there, little Lumo bead. And then just a little 2-ounce sinker. Seems to be working alright. There we go, there's fish number 2 for the day. There we go, a bit smaller than the last one. Onto another nice kahawai. Feels pretty good. Had an incredible first run. Must have been a school of them come through because both rods hooked up. The other one popped off, but this one's stuck. There we go. Oh shit, that's not a that is not a kahawai. That is a barracuda. Or Baracuta, one of the two. Alright, I have never had to land one of these on a kayak before. I do know they have got a good set of teeth on them. And I know that they are not the tastiest things. So, he might be good bait. I don't know. But it's just the thing of landing him. Interesting. Well, I got him by the tail. We'll swing him on up. Here we go. One barracuda in the kayak. That is the first time I've caught a barracuda in the Manukau Harbour. Very interesting. Not what I was expecting. And usually on 30 pound line you'd think that he'd snip it off, but as you can see, that hook is he's got the shank of the hook on his teeth, which is lucky. But yeah, no, he's definitely got a few teeth that probably wouldn't have any. Yeah, he's nicked up the trace a little bit, but yeah, I was actually getting pretty low on bait, so I'm probably going to actually keep this guy for bait because that'll last me a long time. Hopefully it's good bait, you know, you wouldn't want to waste it or anything, but I understand they're pretty good bait, so I'm gonna keep them. There must have been a school of barracuda that came through, because when I first hooked up I thought it was a school of big kahawai, and I thought I'd drop that first one, but I've just pulled in this other rod and it's just snipped clean off. So I must have actually had 2 of them on, and this one was just luckily hooked in the right spot where I wasn't going to lose it, so that's a shame. There's a barracuda out there somewhere with a nice BKK hook in his mouth, but I don't know. What a crazy looking fish. Man, these things fight hard as well. Look at that. Big teeth. Alrighty, there we go. There's my nice kahawai fillets. And then over here, we got the old Baracuta with his gnarly teeth. I just knocked the fillets off of this guy. They look nice, but if you look closely, they're like full of worms, which is why people don't eat them. I think they do eat them somewhere, but yeah, not nice, full of worms. But that's right, I didn't keep it to eat it, and kept it for bait, so I don't think the worms will be a problem for bait. But I'm just going to chop these up into, you know, some portions, chuck them in the freezer, and next time I go out, I'll give it a go and see how it goes for bait. But it should be interesting. I mean, it seems like it'd be a good bait. It's probably oily, nice shiny skin and all that, so yeah, we'll give it a go. Right, well, I thought I was finished filming, but I've just found something very interesting. I actually saw something inside of his mouth, and I thought, what was that? So I pulled it out, and it turns out it's my hook, my other hook. So you can see he's chewed through that. There's my nice little BKK circle hook with a bit of mullet on it, and that was right down there. So what he must have done is he must have eaten the bait on my other rod, bit the hook off, and then ate the bait on my other rod. He must have been very hungry. But yeah, that's kind of nice to know that there's not a fish swimming around with a hook in its mouth. It's never good to do that. So yeah, it's kind of nice. Very strange though.